Oh, please, it's called Mean Girls, and it's starring Lindsay Lohan. It's going straight to DVD.
I knew how this would be settled in the animal world. But this was girl world.
I'm Rajiv Surendra, and many of you probably know me as Kevin G, the rapping mathlete from Mean Girls.
Oh, you Sucka MCs ain't got nothing on me. From my grades to my lines, you can't touch Kevin G. I'm a mathlete.
I can never forget that rap. No one will let me forget the rap. I didn't think this rap was a big deal, and I had no idea that that was going to become one of the iconic moments of Mean Girls, this 2-minute ridiculous rap. All you Sucka MCs ain't got nothing on me. From my grades to my lines, you can't touch Kevin G. I'm a mathlete. So nerd is inferred, but forget what you heard. I'm like James Bond III, shaken, not stirred. I'm Kevin Apor. The G is silent when I sneak in your door and make love to your woman on the bathroom floor. I don't play it like Shaggy. You'll know it was me, cause the next time you see her, she'll be like, oh, Kevin G. There you go. Mean Girls was a lot of fun to shoot because no one on set was a big star. So there were no divas on set. The only sort of big name on set was Lindsay. And Lindsay at that point wasn't a huge star. I remember sitting in the hair and makeup chair one morning and asking the hairstylist, you know, how she thought it would do. She had worked on some pretty big movies and she was like, oh please, it's called Mean Girls and it's starring Lindsay Lohan. It's going straight to DVD. Then Mean Girls came out, it became this big thing, and I was shocked, and it still surprises me that 14-year-olds come up to me saying, oh my God, you're Kevin G. When I auditioned for Mean Girls, I was at this point in my life as an actor where I was so frustrated with the stereotype. Parts like mine were atypical, this rapping math guy that didn't have an Indian accent and bobble his head, and I felt like Tina Fey had written this accurate depiction of what it meant to be a first-generation Indian guy in North America. On the set of Mean Girls, the cameraman had read a book, and he came up to me one day and was like, you're the lead character in this book I just finished. And I was like, oh yeah? Is he brown? And he's like, actually, yeah, he is. And the book happened to be Life of Pi, because here, finally, was that lead role that wasn't playing the stereotypical nerdy Indian kid. This was an authentic Indian kid. And I made it my mission to land that part. I dropped out of college. I flew to South India where the book takes place. I enrolled in the boys' school that Pi attends, this little seminary called Petit Seminaire. And I learned how to walk like those Indian kids, how to talk like them. I wanted to perfect that South Indian accent. The adaptation of the book went through 5 different directors. All the while, I continued to pour myself into researching for this part. This was something that was to continue for 6 years, this stop-and-go pattern. And then, a few months later, after this 6-year journey, I found out that Aaall, the final director, didn't want an actor. He wanted the real thing. So I was kind of crushed when I found out that someone else was cast. So I actually ended up running away from home. I moved to Munich and I became a nanny for 2 little kids. Running away was actually kind of the best thing for me. It allowed me to kind of mourn the loss of this big dream that I had had, this huge goal that I chased after. I really learned that, you know, you shouldn't let the fear of failure stand in your way. If you're willing to take chances, amazing things can happen. I had come back to Toronto a couple of times, and I had very casually started this calligraphy business. So I was doing chalkboard menus at restaurants and cafes in Toronto, and it kind of became a thing. So I run a calligraphy business out of New York called Letters in Ink. I'm now an author, and I still continue to audition for TV shows and movies. Well, people are looking at the book, considering turning it into a movie, and I would love for that to happen. I think it would be so ironic if the role that I ended up playing was myself. Woody Allen, where are you? What's your next movie? It's this, right here, Woody.